Welcome back, dear friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy, my husband is Paul, and we welcome you here. We are an early retirement, debt and mortgage-free couple living in the state of New York. And our videos and our channel basically shows you how to have a full, abundant life while spending less money. And we hope today's video does exactly that. In today's video, we are sharing 12 what we feel are essential tools for our frugal living life. They are things that we use often that saves us money in the long run, are an integral part of our frugal journey, and are just really smart things to have in the home. This is not a sponsored video. We are not telling you to buy anything. You know we don't do that. We're just sharing what we use to make our frugal journey a little simpler and much more cost effective. Now, some of these are free. A lot of them I bet you have in your home already. But what we're hoping by sharing this video is that maybe you will revisit these things, or maybe you'll look at them in a different way and say, oh yeah, I haven't done that in a while. Or yeah, you know what? That's a great idea. Because on our frugal journey, we're looking for ways to simplify, make life easy, and to save some money. We thought a video like this would be super helpful because some of these things we have mentioned in the past, some of them I think are brand new, but the best part is we're combining them all in one. So let's get right into these 12 things. The first one is a book by Carla Emery. And it is called The Encyclopedia of Country Living. Now, wait a minute, Emmy, I live in the city. This is just a great book all the way around on how to save money, on how to be more self-sufficient. Listen, let's be honest, so much is going on right now. People are talking about food supplies. People are talking about rolling blackouts. People are talking about what happens if the grid goes down. I mean, there's so many what ifs. We don't focus on those here on the channel, but we're always telling you to be aware and to be prepared. So take a peek at it. Carla Emery put together the Encyclopedia of Country Living. And this has such valuable information in it. Practical advice, wisdom for folks and farmers in the country, city, or anywhere. Includes how to cultivate a garden, buy land, bake bread, raise animals, make sausages, cook on a wood stove, so much more. Example would be getting started raising chickens, and it goes through all of it. Basic principles of economic chicken management, poultry supplies you're going to need, etc. Now, of course, this is an older book. I have the 9th edition. There are newer editions, so these prices and resources may be completely different, but for us, this is perfect. This is exactly what we need. We bought it years ago. Kneading and rising bread, different cheese recipes. The advantage of having all this information in one hard copy is invaluable. If anything should happen and we don't have internet, we don't have our iPhones, this is tons of information, actually an encyclopedia of country living in one place. Do you know how to choose and buy land, how to pinch pennies, renewable energy sources, make a quilting frame, prune a tree? Just so much great information in this. So for us, this was just a very frugal investment to make and always keep on hand. Check out a copy of that book from the library. I know they have done a 50th anniversary edition of that book, and I really want to take a look at it. Like I said, ours is 9th edition, so it's an older book, but the basics don't change. That's the good part. Now, for number 2, I am going to turn this over to Paul, and he's going to show you something that has saved him a lot of money in the long run.
Number 2, You ever drive down the road and see this little light come on your dashboard that says check engine or engine check light? I know my car actually has a little doorbell that goes off that freaks you out while you're driving. What is that? Well, these lights can cause a lot of trouble at the dealership or your car repair shop. The problem is you don't know what they mean. Most gasoline engine cars and gasoline engine trucks, and I'm sure some diesels, has this little connector underneath the driver's steering wheel, somewhere underneath the dashboard, that you plug this into, and you can read on this device what's going on with your car and why that light came on. They call it the Onboard Diagnostic 2. This device can range in a price from $22 to hundreds of dollars because of different features that you might need. But I got this one as a gift from my father a long time ago, and it has saved me money. What happened was I was driving down the road, my check engine light came on. I had no clue what it meant. Do I bring it into the gas station? Luckily, I have this code reader, so I decided to plug it in and see what it was. The code came up as P0441 EVAP. What the heck does that mean? Well, luckily my code reader explained it, or you can Google it. Turned out to be gas vapor getting into the engine. Well, you know what I did wrong? I topped off my fuel tank at the fuel station. When the pump shuts off, you want to squeeze it up to the next, cent or get it to an exact number. You never really can. It always jumps by 2 points. Don't do that. It splashed gas into a little tube that's meant for oxygen or air. That could have ended up a lot of money at a service station trying to detect what's wrong, or possibly being charged for parts you really don't need. Now, if you have one of these devices and your check engine light comes on and you read it and it says something like, an oxygen sensor needs to be replaced, or your catalytic converter, don't just turn it off and keep driving. What you need to do is then bring it into the service shop, and then they can tell you what it needs, how much it's going to cost, and what it is. At least you have a mental note on what's wrong. So you're not just going in blind, where they can say, oh, you need everything, including floor mats.
I love when he jumps on and shares his wisdom with us. Number 3 is so basic, but it needs to be mentioned. A good old-fashioned sewing kit. Not an elaborate sewing machine. I am talking your basic sewing kit. 2 men's socks, to sew on a button, to hem a pair of pants. This saves so much money again in the long run, and it literally costs pennies to stock. I bet you so many of you have one in your home already. But how many times do you pull it out and actually use it to maybe darn a hole in your sock? Or do you toss it and buy new socks? So a basic sewing kit, which I'm going to show you ours here, is another essential item we keep in our home. One of my favorite Frugal flea market finds was this old-fashioned sewing basket. Another tool that I think every home should have. It's so pretty inside and out. I just love it. I don't keep a lot in it. I keep the basics. I keep needles and different colored thread. I also have an extra bag of thread. I have some heat bond tape, safety pins, tiny scissors, a needle threader, extra needles, etc. This is just something every single home should have. Just saves you money. Number 4, I know a lot of you do this, and I know some of you do it on a grand scale. A well-stocked pantry with shelf-stable goods. And not only for us as people, but don't forget your pets as well. So many times I'm hearing shortages on pet food, or we can't seem to find the pet food we used to buy. So always keep extra on hand as well. We are not what people would call preppers by any means, but we do keep food in the house, and food that you like to eat. Don't buy things you don't eat. That is a total waste of money. So let's take a peek at this. Having a supply of shelf-stable food in the house is crucial. Everyone should have extra food, dry pasta, canned tuna, condiments, peanut butter. We keep dry cereals that we find on sale, cake mixes, crackers, coffee, tea, anything that is shelf stable that your family will eat should be kept on hand at all times. So as you saw, there's just basics in the pantry, nothing crazy. I know we got some flack and some comments when we had bought the sugared cereal that was on sale. But you know what? As a pantry item, it is great to have as a backup. So having those back there may not be everyone's pick. For the price we got it at, it was a great price to stock up. We do the same with coffee and tea and pasta and canned vegetables. So just a really good idea to have a bunch of food on hand. And if you don't have a designated pantry, what about under your bed? What about in a hall closet? What about in one cabinet in your kitchen? We can always find a little room for some extra food in the house. Number 5 is YouTube. We go to YouTube so many times to find out how to do things. I will give you a little bit of advice. If you are looking to fix something or repair something, don't just go to one video and say, okay, the way this person told me how to do it, I'm going to do it. Look at several to make sure you are doing it correctly, to make sure they are teaching you correctly. If you look at several videos and they're all telling you the same thing, then you would probably say that advice is probably sound. YouTube has so much information. There are so many wise people out there sharing what they know with you and with us for absolutely no cost. And I love that. And we go to it over and over again. That's our number 5. And these are not in any particular order, I will add. Number 6, you know this is something we're going to show you, our food saver. We go on and on about our food saver. At this point, it is pretty much a part of our shopping day routine. We go shopping, we bring it home, we food saver it. Even bringing packages of vegetables home, food saver them. Meats, buy big packages to save money, wrap it individually, and food saver it. And if you don't eat meat, there are still hundreds of vegetables and fruits and dairy that you can food saver. So just a great tip. We're going to show you the model right now we use. This is our food saver model FM2110. We believe this is an older model, so I'm not exactly sure if it's still available, but it's your basic food saver. You've got your roll of plastic, your cutting line, and your drip tray. It is the basic model. And you can see what we do is we take our vegetables when they come home from the store in those plastic bags, and we food saver them immediately. This is frosting over right now, but you can see how beautiful these stay. And the great thing about the food saver is we used a half a package of this already. If you cut it right along the sealing line, you take out what you need and then you reseal like we did. This package was as long as this package. And you can see how beautiful, like I said, this is frosting up. You can see how beautiful these are, even after resealing. Now, what goes hand in hand with a food saver? A well-stocked freezer, and we also have an extra small freezer. Because we do exactly what we advise you to do, we need freezer space. Our freezer that is attached to our refrigerator is packed. We're going to show it to you in a minute. This is just something else that saves us so much money on our frugal journey. By buying food when it is on sale or in larger packages, in the long run, will save you so much money. Your freezer is your friend. As I've said this to you before, walk up and down in the freezer section of your store. You cannot believe the amount of foods that have been frozen for you. Why can't you freeze them yourself? Save yourself a ton of money. Buy it fresh, freeze it yourself. The only thing that does not come out 100% the way it went in is soft dairy. What I mean is sour cream, ricotta, these type of things sometimes will get a bit watery. But as far as hard cheeses, awesome. We do it all the time. Let's take a peek in our freezer. Another essential, a well-stocked freezer. Right now it's not very organized, so no judgment there, please, but you can see how we stay ahead of the game buying meats and veggies on sale. You can see even our breads we freeze, cheeses we food saver and seal. This is where you can really see the food saver, how much money it saves. We don't do the breads, that's not very practical, but we do all our pieces of cheese, etc. And a freezer is just invaluable for saving money. And we do have a second freezer it's got a little scratch and dent. Remember, I always tell you, check those lower prices for scratch and dent right here. Just a little dent, but we got it at a discounted price because of it. And then we keep a lot of our fruits and vegetables in here, as you can see. It really pays. Number 8 is something I hope everyone who watches our video has, and that is a library card. Access to your free library. There is no reason that everyone should not have a library card and take advantage of the wonderful free entertainment that it gives you. Between books, movies, special programs, books on tape, now you can stream movies with Canopy on your TV right from your library. That little card is your passport to a wealth of free entertainment. One of my favorite things, and I don't do it often enough, is just go to the library and browse. Look at all the books they have. Look at all the DVDs, the free resources they offer. Whether you do it digitally or you go into the library and really just immerse yourself into that wonderful feeling of knowledge and entertainment. Take advantage of it. Number 9, another essential tool we use in this house are old school board games. Yep, we do. When we have a gathering and after we're done eating and talking, there is always someone, never fails, that says, "What, Paul?"
Let's play a fun board game. Roll the dice, move the guy around the board. I love it. It's so much fun.
It is. They're always like, "All right, Emmy, which game?" We have a ton of them. I have some from when I was younger. I have some that I have picked up at thrift stores, but we forget how much fun they are. And we survived our childhood and our teens on these games, and even being young adults on these games. Check your local thrift stores for them. We play a ton of games in this house. Here you go. This is just a sampling of some of the games and things we have that do not require electricity, that are frugal, fun. We've got Boulder Dash. I paid $1.99 for this at the thrift store. One of the funniest, imaginative games out there, Boulder Dash. We have categories. I have Disney Uno. We have regular playing cards. I picked up this brand new Disney puzzle, Thomas Kincaid. 4 of them, brand new, 500 pieces each for $3. This retailed for $20. I would never pay that. We have tons and tons of games. We have Monopoly, we have Masterpiece, we have Clue, we have Sorry, on and on it goes. Keep, even if it's just a few, of these non-electronic activities to keep you busy, save you money, and they really are a lot of fun. Number 10, you're going to laugh and go ahead, but believe me, these 2 items are essential. Paper and pencil. Now, Emmy, that is so silly. We live in a digital age. Why do we need, whether it be a notebook or a stack of pages, why? To do our meal planning, to figure out our finances, to play tic-tac-toe on, to keep inventory of your spending, to keep important information. You should have a written copy somewhere of your passwords to all your digital accounts, phone numbers, to mailing addresses. What happens if the cloud one day goes down? The iCloud goes down. Poof, it's gone. Can it happen? I don't know. But hypothetically, I would think it could. What happens if you ruin your cell phone or drop it in the ocean or, step on it somehow? Hey, I put Paul's through the washing machine. Yes, long story. I will tell you sometime. On a serious note, you need to keep hard copies of things. Write them down. Now, don't leave your passwords out in the open so people can see them. That's common sense. We need these things written down. And a notebook is awesome. You can do so much with it. So an essential tool that we use, paper and pen. Okay, a pen, maybe not a pencil because you can erase it, but whatever works for you. Honestly, don't laugh that one off. Number 11, the ever humble spatula. I love my spatulas. I do. I think they are one of the greatest kitchen tools that you can buy yourself. And they are not expensive. But scraping every last bit that you are creating something from, bread, cookies, whatever, that is your extra cookie. That is your extra brownie, your extra slice of cake. There is so much left in a bowl when you just quickly wipe it. Get in there, get every little bit out. Things as simple as Jell-O. Wiping the sides down. Using it to mix. And one that I'm just going to throw in for free is the wide mouth funnel. That thing is amazing. Even to wipe out something as simple as Jell-O. That bowl should be squeaky clean. My niece gave me a whole set of Mickey and Minnie spatulas for my birthday. Couldn't have picked a better gift, okay? Honestly. Now we've come to number 12, which has so much bearing on your personal frugal journey. And that is your attitude approaching your frugal journey. If your attitude is one of gratitude, of happiness, of anticipation, to see how you're going to live your next day in a way that blesses and pleases you, your frugal journey is going to be easy peasy. But if you approach your frugal journey like, woe is me, I can't believe I have to save money, or I don't want to do this, it's going to be so much more difficult. It really is. Look around at what you have. Be thankful for what you have. Going forward, look at this endeavor as something you're doing because either it's close to your heart, or it's out of necessity, or it's out of habit, or you want that new house or new car or whatever. Your attitude is 100% the greatest tool you have. You can either make or break your frugal journey. And I cannot encourage you enough to be 100% positive as you go forward on your journey. So we hope this video was encouraging. We hope it helped you. You know the question of the day. What do you consider to be one of your greatest frugal living tools? Please share it with us. Share it in the comments below. We would love to hear them. You know how encouraging you are to us. So thank you for being here. Please give this a big thumbs up if you would. Subscribe to this channel. Become part of our frugal family. I have said this for years. We are family here. Remember to stay safe. Remember to be well. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, we'll see you soon.